Hello, everybody. This is a Lighthouse Hall of Fame film featuring Sebastian Potachka from the European server and his Luchs. He's in a Luchs platoon. We're in Airfield West mode or West spawn in the standard mode, and I haven't watched the battle yet, but I know you're in for a treat because I know some of the medals he earned, and this is going to be a type of fight you don't see very often in the Hall of Fame or not. The enemy team has 4 scouts and they do 2. There's 1 artillery apiece. Enemy team has a few more heavies than they do. So if they play the choke point up here, you can expect the enemy team to have an advantage there, whereas his team has mostly mediums. They can probably be more active to the south, but let's see how this works out. He had a little discussion with his platoon mates who was going where. It's only a tier 5 battle, so pretty good pickings for a Luchs platoon. There's a lot of targets out there they can just wreak havoc on. Moving up to this middle balcony. Excellent spotting position, and a lot of times you can catch people not looking at you and unload on them.
Ready to fire. Target unlocked. Enemy is hit. Penetration. Penetration.
Especially if the artist's gonna sit out in the open like that. That's ridiculous. He sees it. He's ready to look at it and take him out. Bam.
We didn't penetrate their armor. Target acquired. Enemy armor is damaged. That one didn't go through.
Unfortunately, they're already behind by 3 tanks. It looks like the one enemy heavy is making a run across the south, and there's nobody over there able to stop him.
Target unlocked. Ready to fire. Enemy is hit. Enemy armor is hit. Penetration.
And now they're down 4 tanks. Things are not going well.
I don't see the target. Critical hit. Ready to fire.
This Matilda's aware of the situation, isn't he? Get so close you can't miss and unload a clip into him, and you kill a lot of different tanks. The Matilda was totally ignoring him, and that let him pull right up behind him and go point blank.
Target acquired. Target unlocked. Enemy is hit. Penetration.
And if you remember, the E-25 and maybe another tank's coming around from the south. Here he comes.
Target acquired.
Artillery has a tank right behind him, and now he's finally realizing it and turning around. Now they're down 5 tanks.
Where'd they go?
It's getting worse instead of better. He hasn't taken any damage yet, but that's an awful lot of tanks to come back against.
Ready to fire. Enemies. Got him.
Ambush. With the autocannon, sometimes it doesn't matter. Even if the enemy knows where you're at, you get the element of surprise in knowing when you're going to pull forward and press the trigger. And with that many rounds coming out so fast, the enemy just doesn't have a chance to put his finger on the button and fire back. It's just the human response time is there's a natural about half-second delay. And within that half second, he's dead.
Target acquired.
Goodbye.
Destroyed.
Duck. That's still 1 on 4. It was 1 on 5. It was 1 on 6.
Penetration. Enemy is hit. Enemy armor is hit.
There's little UE-57. It's a really fun tank to play if you've never played it. The thing's the size of a postage stamp, but it has a good gun for its class, for its tier. Oops. Dude, what were you thinking? Wow. Totally went the wrong way and died for it.
Target acquired. I don't see the target.
Because he's hiding.
Ready to fire. Enemy armor is destroyed.
Down to 1 on 3. At this point, you're thinking, maybe it's possible, but you have that big KV-1 moving in. Time to leave. That's, oops, there's somebody else. Ah!
Ready to fire.
Tank. Dead tank. Escape route. 1 on 2. Comes to TD. Oh. It's a Hetzer. He can hurt you. Wise decision. Get out of there because the KV-1's coming over to flank you, so not a good spot to be in. To their credit, the enemy team's trying to come in together, okay? They aren't just coming in 1-on-1. They're trying to make a coordinated attack. It just hasn't worked out so far. And now he has them both to where they have to waste a lot of time going slow coming up the hill. So if he wants to, he can get some separation and get into a better attack position where he's not trying to get cornered by them. This is perfect. Run away. Turn the fight into one that's from your advantage instead of theirs. You know they're coming up the hill, so yeah, come over here. And just wait on them, because they're going to come up the hill one at a time. They aren't going to come up at the same time. And at least get some damage on one of them, hopefully. If he would have stayed there and tried to 1-on-2 him, he probably would have lost. So this was excellent choice.
Target released.
And when you're trying to get away like that, it's like, oh my god, every time I go around a rock, there's somebody else. Let me get away. Just let me get away. Turn the fight in my favor.
Critical hit.
And they don't know exactly where he is, but they know the general direction that he's at, so he can't stay here real long because they'll just close in on him again. He really wants to get a good shot from the side of the Hetzer and the KV-1. I'm thinking right now I'm going all the way behind him. The balcony's a good choice because he may be able to catch a good flanking shot as they move across toward the south. There's an open area that he'll be able to fire into, so coming up to where he started the fight might be an excellent choice right now. You really want to get shots into their side or rear on both tanks. And there they both go together.
Ready to fire. Enemy armor is hit.
He gets both of them because of the spray. And they don't see him. Perfect. Reload and get rid of that Hetzer and you got a chance.
Where'd they go? Target
Goodbye.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
And now everybody in the enemy team is going, oh my god, I can't believe we're going to lose this. Like I said, these guys aren't really playing bad. They tried to stick together. They tried to corner him in the hills over there, and then they decided, hey, let's go to Cap and force him to come to us. Let's not play his game, which is smart on their part. But Sebastian-Potachka was in a good position for where they were going and was able to take out the Hetzer, and now it's just a matter of if the KV-1 stays on Cap, advantage is totally Sebastian's because there's all kinds of buildings there that he can pull up, take a shot, and disappear behind buildings. Move away, pull up, take a shot, disappear behind buildings. So without thinking about it, the KV-1 is going to make this about as easy as it possibly could be for Sebastian-Potachka. Because he knows basically where the target is, and the guy's given him great opportunity to come in, unload a clip, and get out of line of fire right away. He has to be smiling right now. Because unless you just pull up and it's like, oh my god, his gun's pointed right at you, this is a win for him. The guy's looking the wrong way, he's going to unload a clip, disappear. He can probably just circle him now. This guy's not even trying to revert there. He's not traversing his tank, he's just backing up. He doesn't have the skill required to try to defend himself. And a fire. And a win. Awesome comeback. So here we go. 2,730 points of damage and 9 kills. It was 114 of 206 shooting, and I forgot to get the percentage on that, but it's, I don't know. I'm guessing mid-50s. 97 points of spotting damage, but wasn't needed on 3 spots. If he was earning premium, he would have gotten 44,814 credits. And by the way, all the credits I give in Hall of Fame films are calculated as if you had a premium account. He had 100 points of cap defense, and he had 2,680 basic XP. Well, it was premium XP. And then he survived the fight. He got a Kolobanov, a high caliber, a Top Gun, and a Defender, plus Fire for Effect, Arsonist, Duelist, and Bruiser mini medals, and that gives him a now first place battle score of 2,810, beating out his own second place battle. So this is his third entry into the Luchs Hall of Fame, and it puts him well at the top of it right now. with just an outstanding comeback. He went to the balcony in the middle here, was able to snipe a whole bunch of people as his team slowly fell behind. He was doing his part. His whole platoon was doing well. And matter of fact, their platoon got 12 out of the 15 kills. And then the fun started at the end. You saw at the one point as he started moving to the north, he came around this corner, and I think it was a Matilda, was totally looking the other way. He wasn't even trying to react to him, so he just drove right up against him and unloaded into the guy, making sure that all his shots went into the tank and scored damage and took him out easily. And then at the end, it was a matter of keep away. The enemy tried to attack together. You have to give them credit for that. They actually tried to do it the right way, but they couldn't quite pull it off, and he ended up 1-on-2 down in this little labyrinth of hills and was able to use the natural terrain to keep out of line of fire long enough to escape back to his cap. Got a couple snipes there, realized they were going to be coming south probably to him, and then later it turned into be a cap, and so he ran around here to the balcony so he could shoot into their flanks, and that enabled him to take out the Hetzer. And then the KV-1 started the cap, and the moment he did that, the game was over, unless there was just a bad coincidence where he pulled out and seized the KV-1 and it's pointed its gun right at him and gets a good shot. Because the guy didn't even try to traverse his tank. He just didn't have the skills required to even have a hope of fighting off a Luchs. And so he was able to pull in, get right up beside him, unload, circle, and it was just an easy kill for him. And he even got a fire to help him out. So an awesome comeback by Sebastian Potachka and his Luchs, and a really good look at what the Luchs can do when played by an excellent player. It can be devastating. Getting the huge comeback and a Kolobanov medal in Airfield. Sebastian Potachka from the European server, showing you how it's done in the Luchs. Happy hunting.